It's beautiful here, thought Renato. He was thrilled to be back with his old war buddy. He'd missed the mad rabbit, but something was not quite right.
Oh, wow. That's a nice scenery. Loading time is too long, but it's okay. Need to go where? Here? There is no map. If we push the start, what will happen? Nope.
Who needed bridges anyway?
No, let's go there. Let's open this. X. What is this? Teleport. Okay. Jump. Jump. We need to go where? There's nothing here, but there is a treasure, so that is fine.
Sweet. You could use this material to craft a spork. Or a sword.
Let's go here. Nothing.
There was something sour in the air. Like the
Something
earth had
what?
ruptured over something that had been fermenting for a very long time.
Wow.
Where did that go to?
Wow. No, I did not do that.
Renato felt wrong all over. He could feel an almost palpable sickness in the air. And if the land could have tumors, they would look like these monstrous crystals. The forest was quieter than it had been. There were insects, but few birds,
No.
if you didn't count the ravens.
To upgrade
Renato
something.
smelled sick animals and dying
Unlock
ones.
this.
No
Did we
healthy
already
ones.
unlock it?
And getting a bad feeling about
By
this.
skill, letter
Renato
B.
thought. Maybe Lapina was right. Maybe they should have kidnapped Zenobia instead of coming here.
By is letter A, not B. Cannot buy that. We cannot.
Missed his old
We
skills.
cannot buy that.
He welcomed them back like he was at a reunion.
Okay, let's go back. Heal. There is no heal. I think we are dying here. Get over here. Yes. Let's move over here. And what is this? Interact.
As he held the radiant icosahedron, Renato felt queasy, like dozens of tiny worms were nibbling his insides. It wasn't healthy to be so close to the eye of a god. How could he use it? He could take it to the observatory. The scientists there could tell him how to harness its ancient power. But honestly, Renato ached to get away from it. He brought the core back with him to the Farfarer. But honestly, Renato ached to be rid of it. Tell you what, said Lupino. I'll take it to the observatory. You attack the Imperial outpost. The Imperial outpost was a vital communications node. Taking it could shatter the Empire's ability to coordinate. And it would be full of secret plans and maps and maybe even rebel prisoners. It was a good target for a hero like Renato. But what if Lupino got the core and then broke it or lost it? Or worse? Was Renato ready to take that risk? Maybe it was better if he brought the core to the scientists himself. Lupino was a touchy rabbit. Renato knew that. You're brave, I know, Renato said. But this is what I was hired to do. At least let me run ahead and warn the scientists you're coming. So, Lupino was intent on being a hero, just like him. War made sensible men crazy for glory, and Lupino had never been sensible. But what was the harm? Lupino might well trip over a hornet's nest of ravens. But that was better than ravens lying in ambush, wasn't it? They finished the trip to the Nexus in silence. Renato had no sooner rescued his friend than he was putting him back in danger. All right, he finally said as they landed.
Go.
Go. As Renato watched Lupino vanish on the horizon,
how many chapters?
He felt nausea building in him.
This game
Felt
have.
ill. Could his knees really be aching this much? But how could he have handed the core off to Lupino? That was a recipe for disaster.
Plus 10 health. Or there's nothing here. Let's go up. Ribbons.
Renato checked to make sure his sword was still working. Yep.
Do I need to upgrade my sword? And how can I upgrade my sword? I have too many ore. Open.
I wonder what I could make with all these sword crafting materials, thought Renato.
Where should I go? Where should I go? Okay. Health. Shelter. Bye. Nothing. Is the altar? What is this? Drop. dropping me.
That could go rather well, actually.
We will go back there. But
Renato felt worse.
let us try
All
to
his
go
joints were
here.
aching now. He'd been through beatings that felt better than this. So the core had a kind of poison
There's
that could harm
nothing.
you without even touching you. That's new. Well,
So what happened?
it had power.
Do we need to
The rebellion
go
needed something with power.
here?
And how was this
Up.
any worse than a sword wound? Well, a death by sword was sudden and fair. This was just squalid.
Nothing.
A piecemeal death, like old age.
Too slow. Okay.
The Nexus Observatory had some of the Empire's greatest scientists. If anyone could rig the core into a useful weapon, and even better, make it stop leaking poison, it would be
Select key. We need to use all the ore. Not corrupted yet. So all of this is level 1 sword, and this would be the one to upgrade.
His trusty old sword was always a little better when he sharpened it.
Switch sword. I know now. Let's go back. Can we do something else? None. So, hey.
Easy to dodge, but why do they sting if you didn't pay attention?
Ooh, no. Oh no. Okay. Nice. Let's come.
How did you... Well, see, I was doing a card trick with my lucky deck, and I kind of bobbled the cards, so I went under the desk to gather them up, and boom! I guess we'll have to take the car straight to the secret base. The secret rebel base. Yes. They had engineers there. But wait. Calaveras, the sage in the mountains. Maybe he would know what to do with the naked core.
Well, let's try this.
The core was killing him. He needed help. The sage, Calaveras, had given him the maps to find the armature
There's
and
too
the
many
core. If
dialogues.
anyone knew the true name
I
of the
think
Transcendent
it is the
Emperor,
problem, this
if anyone
game.
knew how to assemble the Sky Ripper, Calaveras did. If anyone could heal Renato and render the core safe, at least to its bearer, surely it was he. Only safe place for a landing. You would have to continue on foot. Muscles aching. Calaveras was a scholar,
I am
not a
sick,
doctor.
so
Could he really save Renato from the poison radiating from the lost god's eye he was so recklessly carrying?
it's the right trigger. Quickly recover health for the cost of energy. Level 2. Maximum level. Cannot upgrade that yet. There's too many swords. If we go back, Let's go back. What is this? Okay, healing. So that is the healing of this chainsword. Nothing.
Don't look down, he thought.
Oops, Warlord. Heal, nothing.
Well, they really needed to redecorate anyway.
There's nothing here, so we're going
This was
there.
not a fun way to die. Even if he
Energy,
survived.
health.
No one would write ballads about the fox whose knees ached forever, would they? Not unless he paid for it. He hated paying for publicity.
Let's open this door also. Let's go here first. Go there.
With all this ore, Ronaldo could forge a really great sword. He was a master forger. That probably wasn't the right word. It was chilling walking through the living mountains. There was always noise up ahead. Insects, birds, the croak and flutter of ravens arranging ambushes. But close by, there was only the breeze and the trickle of melting snow. As if every living thing was holding its breath for his poisonous burden to move on. Renado's paws were getting numb. Calaveras really didn't want company, did he?
No. Oh, what happened? I'm stuck here. I'm stuck. Let's go back.
A lever? That was new. Most people still use doorknobs.
What happened? Okay.
Time was running out for the rebellion. They might already be fighting the Imperial fleet. Everything hinged on Calaveras' ability to turn an exiled god's eye into something deadly.
Altar. Let us use that to buy something.
The core, splendid, croaked Calaveras. Where's the armature? Right, I was kind of hoping you wouldn't need it. No, I don't. It's just a professional interest. We've got much better prismatics than the old TE ever did. So Calaveras was an arcane engineer. He fussed at the core all day.
Wrap
He
in
wrapped it
silver
with silver chains, and in front of it,
Come on, there are
just a
too
huge
many
round
dialogues.
ruby, so that it looked like a monstrous floating eye. Ah, so what is it? Yeah, I call it the oculum.
Skip,
It's
skip.
my very first
Can we
decorator.
skip it?
And
Nope,
it won't poison me.
that is worse.
No, it's completely safe now. Anything I should watch out for? Yeah, try to avoid pointing at any mirrors. As he loaded the oculum onto the Farfarer, Bernardo was a little
was a little
concerned
concerned
about
about
Calaveras.
Calaveras.
People who were utterly sure of themselves, he had found, were either experts or horribly wrong. Or both. But Bernardo only needed to fire the oculum once. He only needed to destroy one ship. The Emperor's ship.
And the war is over.
Bernardo plunged into the Imperial fleet. He felt the oculum humming. He no longer felt sick. This was going to be fun.
At
Or at
least,
least it was going
to be over.
Bernardo resisted the temptation to fire the oculum.
Chapter
until the time
5.
came. He could sense its arcane
Well,
energies,
we have B-Robot.
yearning to escape the sage's wrappings. But it wasn't eating him alive. So that was a plus. He felt good about himself. He'd saved a friend, he'd helped the rebels, he'd relied on himself, but he'd listened to others. He felt like the right sort of hero. Wise, yet decisive. Calaveras had been so sure it would work. Maybe he could fire it just a few times.
Open the door.
No harm in that, right? But only when he absolutely needed
My
to.
sword is not working here. Current use oculum on the Emperor.
Don't get ahead of yourself, lad.
Nothing. Let's go back. Nothing. Yo.
That was always a rush.
What is that? Come here. Okay.
There were stickers all over the platform for really hot lady foxes, with pictures and addresses and everything.
Going. Where is the Emperor? Okay, I don't know. Class.
Me and the dead, silent type. Renado's arm was getting tired. The core was no longer eating at him, but he still felt weak. His stamina was shot, but he had the oculum. When the ravens swarmed him, he would sometimes fire its death ray. It seemed to be warming up too, firing more and more often. Maybe he should let it cool off. Yeah, he decided to stop using it entirely. Once, he found a Superman issue #1 in mint condition in a jar he'd broken. He planned to keep breaking things until he had the whole series.
Oops. I need to kill that.
Surprisingly unwounded.
I'm becoming very good at this. No. Oops. Is this Mario?
Building these platforms was so expensive, they'd run out of budget for guardrails.
Who's this guy? Shield grunts will block your attack. Grab and throw another grunt team. This shield will be knocked out. Okay. No, no.
Odd. The oculum was still hot to the touch. He almost thought it was getting even hotter. Well, that was ridiculous, of course. Anyway, he'd only to fire it one more time, and then he could chuck the whole contraption into the abyss. And the Emperor's ship was now in range. Renato squinted.
You could
He
make,
could make out the line of ravens
protecting
protecting the ship. Zenobia in front,
I'm
conjuring.
getting tired.
And on the deck, yes, that was His Imperial Majesty, pacing in his golden armor. Renato lined up his shot and fired. Caught in the beam, the ship burst into flames. The ravens and Zenobia exploded. The Emperor too exploded. Renato waited for the beam to stop, but it only got brighter, and the oculum hotter. Frantic, Renato pulled the oculum towards the abyss. The
The
ruby
ruby burst
burst
into
into flames.
flames.
The shiny metal casing glowed, then melted. That was good. Now the core could cool off, right? Renato ran. The blast incinerated him instantly, along with both fleets. The shockwave could be felt across all Erda. That winter, with neither Empire nor rebels to rule them, the islands slid into banditry. And so began the Second Age of Darkness. Okay, that was weird. He could have sworn he just died. Instead, he was on the Farfarer, sailing away from Ubar. And it was still burning. He'd fled burning Ubar years ago, hadn't he? And now he was back there. Had all those years fighting the Empire been nothing but a vision into the future? A useful vision if it was true. He'd learned something. The core was powerful, but dangerous if used improperly. He'd made bad choices. But now, when the real battle came, he wouldn't make those choices. He wouldn't make the same mistake twice. The book's pages began to flip backwards, towards the beginning. And he realized that his adventure was just beginning.
So
The clouds parted
it is
over the
just
Isles of
beginning.
Boreas.
It was too
It
long.
was time to choose. The rebellion was in trouble.
What's happening
Ravens were
here?
scouting for the secret rebel base. They needed a game changer. Pieces of the Sky Ripper had surfaced. Renato knew that using it could go catastrophically
Reaper.
wrong. But he was sure he could figure out how to use it safely. Also, a temple had risen out of empty desert. The Emperor had brought the Sky Ripper pieces up out of ancient burial by his obscene rituals. Could this be where the Iblis stone was hidden? Someone better get it before he does, thought Renato. On the other hand, his old friend Lapino needed rescuing. Lapino was no game changer, but could Renato really leave an old friend to the Ravens?
Let us rescue Lapino.
Ah, Lapino. Apparently, the Mad Rabbit had sold a Pegasus that he did not exactly own. Lapino always wiggled out of trouble, given time. But he was out of time. The Ravens had figured out that Lapino was a rebel spy. If the fleet reached him first, they'd string him up for that. Never mind the winged horse. Managed to confuse the judge by arguing that he hadn't actually stolen the winged horse. He'd only sold it.
Chapter 1.
Wait, where was this prison? And this is why heroes are called dashing, Renato thought. See? Dashing? Get it?
That was a joke. Or what? Corrupt the sword. Okay. Let us use this sword. Okay, read.
This burning sword from the south was terrific for barbecuing sausages and ravens.
Attack. Set an enemy on fire. Cause energy. All signals surrounding. Okay. Change. Wow.
Renato felt like he was ready to learn new things. Thank goodness he didn't have to go to school for that.
Going up. Nothing here. I already checked it. Oops. Here. Nope. Let's go down here. Crafting the sword.
Hey, a workbench. He
Work.
could try out his new blade. If they didn't want their things broken, they really ought to make them stronger.
Yep. Here. Wait, can we traverse over there? No. Nope. Oh. Secret. No, it is not a secret. I think we have already went here.
Truth was, Renata really liked the sound his sword made in the air.
Okay. Wait, I cannot go there. Let's go here. Okay, nothing. Let's go down. Finally. planning to attack. Wow. They need to separate. Yeah. Nope. It's time. Oops. They need to separate. Okay, again. Where are you at, man?
Here, fishy! Ravens were landing everywhere. The advance guard. He'd better get moving. If they got to Lupino first, they'd eat him for breakfast. Or a snack. Ravens weren't picky. If they got hungry, they sometimes forgot to interrogate their prisoners. Even top spies like Lupino. Where had the mad rabbit got to?
That's why.
What's for dinner, he thought. Hope it's not broccoli. Sometimes, Renata really hated inanimate objects. Dirty and bloody, Renato finally reached Lupino. The rabbit was practicing his shuffle. Renato recognized the card.
Okay,
It was
let's end
Lupino's
our gameplay
favorite
today.
today.
See you
I thought you were
tomorrow.
in danger. I